this is my first live on anything. So right now we're on Pure official page, Instagram and Facebook. Do you want to say a quick hi to everyone online? Hi! Hi everyone! Okay, let's begin. Okay, so if we haven't met before, and for those at home, online, close. Good. So my name is Laura. Nice to see you all. Welcome back to some of you, right? Some of you reactivated their membership after a long time, right? Was it 2 months or something? Felt like a year. Okay, so good morning everyone. How's everyone? Good? Everybody had a nice weekend?
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. If you wanna come a little bit closer, you're more than welcome. Yeah? No worries. Okay. So today's practice, Hatha 1 practice, we're going to be talking about shoulders, more specifically the stabilizing muscles of the shoulders. So you have the scapular stabilizers and the shoulder joint stabilizers. So more specifically, the shoulder is made out of 3 big bones. So you have the clavicle, the collarbones, right? Then you have the upper arm bone, the humerus. And then you have this big bone on the back body, the shoulder blade, yeah? Good morning. Okay, so we'll be going to a series of exercises or asanas, if you wanna say that, to activate these muscle stabilizers. After a long period of time of not doing anything, or maybe just if you're at an office working at the computer the whole time, these muscles get a bit dormant. So through this asana practice today, we're going to focus to find a balance in between these muscles. So the rotator cuff muscles, right, on the shoulder. Then you have the scapula stabilizers. Okay? Okay. Okay, so let's grab a comfortable seat. You can sit on your blocks if you have them. You don't necessarily need them for your practice, but I always like to start with a little meditation. And I always like to bring my hips a little bit higher than the height of the knees. So even through that, I find a hip opener. So any comfortable seat, you can sit in Sukhasana, any cross-legged position. So once you have that, adjust the back of the seat wider. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Let's do this a couple of times. Okay, finding a gentle lift to the heart center. Allowing your hands, your arms to rest anywhere on your leg. Any gesture or mudra that you would like to take. And allow your eyes to softly close. Feeling the length of your spine. Allow a moment to consciously relax. Starting to let go of whatever you've been doing so far today. Whatever you've been being so far today. And allowing this moment to feel your starting point. Noticing your breath. Noticing your mind. Notice your energy. So right here you have the opportunity to reset yourself, to align with a deeper you, to transform your energy, to transmute anything that has been bothering you. Begin to deepen your breathing. And notice just by lengthening the duration of the breath, how it starts to change the frequency of the mind. Every time you inhale, draw in clarity of being, new beginnings, rejuvenation. And every time you exhale, start to let go of the busyness of the mind, the agitation of the mind, of the more dominant thoughts. Simply offer all of that to the exhalation. As you're breathing here deeply, coming back through to rooting to the sitting bones, to feeling the length of your spine, to feeling your spacious body. Allowing the crown of the head to float up towards the ceiling. And take just a few more deep, smooth, vital breaths here. From here, fold your palms in front of your heart center. And we'll tune in, we'll connect also with those online. We'll chant together the sound of Om 3 times, followed by 3 beautiful Shanti. Take a deep inhale. Louder, longer. Beautiful. Inhale for Shanti. Top of your lungs, top of your chest, top of the collarbones. Exhale, bow your forehead towards your heart. Namaste. Okay, welcome everyone, welcome to your practice. Slowly open up your eyes. Stretch your legs forward and give your legs a bit of a shake. Shake your legs, maybe roll your ankles, maybe point and flex, maybe spread the toes. Okay, and from here you're going to cross your legs the other way, so the unnatural way. And once again, sitting up, widening through your seat. Okay, so let's get familiar with the movement of the shoulders. You can take your arms forward, you're going to flex your hands. And from here, you're gently going to relax through the shoulders. Now imagine you want to push something away, so pushing forward, 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 rounding to the shoulders. And then you're going to pull the upper arm bone back into the shoulder socket. So draw it back, sip it back. Again, pushing forward, 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 finding the protraction through the shoulders. And then taking the arms back, spreading through the collarbones. Maybe combine that with a breath, maybe inhaling, pushing forward. Exhaling back. Let's do 2 more, pushing forward, forward, forward. And back. Last one, forward. And back. Okay, nice. Slowly release your arms, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Okay, so now you're going to come off your blocks. If you have them, come off your blocks. Let's meet in a tabletop position. So take a moment to set up your tabletop. You can keep the toes tucked under or the feet completely flat. Just making sure that your shoulder is over your wrist. Separate your knees about hip distance apart. Now as you inhale, you're going to look up towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulder blades, the inner board of the shoulder blades towards each other. Then as you exhale, you're going to push the floor away, separating the scapula, the shoulders away from each other, so creating space. Inhaling, squeezing the shoulder blades, so activating here the muscle in between the shoulder blades, and then you're going to press the floor away, stretching the skin. Inhaling, strengthening the rhomboid here. Exhale, stretching it. Inhale, looking up, squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, feel how the scapula is moving towards the side body more. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale, push, push, push. Okay, slowly coming back to a straight spine. So looking forward. You're going to extend the right arm forward, like you want to grab something or shake someone's hand. From here, you're going to bend your elbows, sweep it down towards the floor, sending your hips towards your heels. So sinking here. Pressing through the knees to the left hand, extend the right arm up towards the ceiling. So notice here the huge mobility of the shoulder, open the chest. Again, reaching the right arm forward, sweep it down towards the floor, hips towards your heels, drop. Then pressing to come up, reach the right arm, open the chest, open the front shoulder. Again, send the arm forward. Now you're going to drop your hips towards your heels, elbow sweeps down towards the floor. You're going to lift through the hips, you're going to reach the arm up. Few more, forward, down, then all the way up. Lift your hips, lift your hips, lift your hips. Yes, two more, forward, sweep it down. Press down to come up, open the chest. And last one, forward, down, dropping your hips. Then extending it all the way up. Okay, holding a moment here, spread to your fingers, noticing what the left shoulder is doing. So again, you want to press the floor away, really firming the upper arm bone into the shoulder socket. Then as you exhale, you're going to sweep that right arm underneath your body and across your mat, releasing the side of the face, the ear to the floor. Coming up onto your left fingertips, pressing down onto your left fingertips. Can you turn the chest? Can you look up? Once again, breathe into your left shoulder. Notice what the left shoulder is doing. Don't allow it to drop towards your ear. Firm it onto your back body. One or two more breaths. See if you can twist a little bit deeper. Last breath. Okay, slowly releasing, coming out of the pose. Okay, same thing, second side. So extending the left arm, then sweep it down towards the floor, dropping your hips towards your heels, pressing down to come up, open the chest. Reach forward, down, drop your hips, and all the way up. Keep moving like this. We'll take maybe 5 more circles. Yeah, beautiful breathing, you guys. Every time you come up, really focus on this lengthening of the front body, chest. Okay, let's do one more together. Okay, so next time the arm is at 12 o'clock. Spread to your fingers, press to the right hand, open. And then as you sweep the arm under, across the mat, ear to the floor, coming up onto your right fingertips, pressing the floor away. Press the floor away. So if you're wearing a sleeveless shirt, you can look at your shoulder. You can see how the muscles, right there, the rotator cuff muscles are energizing. Twist a little bit deeper. Turn a little bit more. One more breath. Nice. Okay, slowly come up. Setting up again your tabletop position. Let's do a few more rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, looking up. Exhaling, rounding, navel pulls in. Inhale. Exhale. And two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. In, look up. Exhale, look back. Inhale, back to center. I'm going to sit back onto your heels. Sit back onto your heels. So very familiar to the first exercise that we did. We're going to move, in a second, we're going to move into our scapular push-ups. And let's get familiar again with that movement. So if you can take your arms forward, again, flexing your hands. Imagine you want to push something away. And then you're going to draw the arms back. Let's do two more. Push, 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 rounding through the shoulders. Then back. Good. Maybe smile, forward. And back. Okay, release your arms, maybe roll the shoulders, shake your hands, your arms if you need to. Okay, so the scapular push-ups, first we'll do it on our knees. So you can have a look first. I'm going to set it up. So hands under the shoulders, and actually this time you're going to walk your knees behind your hips. So you want the spine to be straight, completely straight. The hips, the knees, they don't move. The elbows, they stay straight, the arms stay straight. So I'm going to drop the chest in the space of my upper arms. I'm pulling the navel in, I'm contracting my outer hips. Then I'm pressing the floor away. So nothing moves. I'm not bending the elbows, I'm not dropping the hips. So dropping the chest and pushing. Dropping the chest and pushing, okay? So come forward, set it up, walk your knees a bit backwards so you can engage through your core. Yeah, belly pulls in, squeeze your butt, arms straight, spread your fingers. And now let's try. Drop the chest and then push, push, push. Arms stay straight, beautiful. Maybe look forward, drop and push. Engage your lower belly. Again, drop, beautiful. And push, push, push. Arms stay straight, arms stay straight. Again, drop and push. One more drop and one more push. Good, you guys. Okay, sit back onto your heels, roll the shoulders. Okay, so that was fairly easy, right? Yeah, you guys agree? Okay, so now we're going to take it a little bit higher into a full plank. So again, I'm going to show you really quick. The arms straight, wrists underneath my shoulders. I'm going to engage my core. I'm going to engage my outer hips. And the same, I'm going to drop the chest in the space of my upper arms. And I'm going to push the floor away to find that protraction. So dropping, pressing, dropping, pressing. Okay? Let's do maybe 7 or 8 or 9. At any point, if you get tired, you can lower the knees to the floor. Yeah. So let's start. Drop and push. Really connect with your lower belly. Really connect with your thighs, your quads, your glutes. Arms stay straight. Arms stay straight. So it's not a chaturanga. It's not a chaturanga yet. Yeah. Feel the movements. So up and down. Up and down. Just a few more. Guys, you tired yet? Let's do 2 more. Only 2 more. Push and lift. push and lift. Okay, good. Lower the knees to the floor. Let's take a quick child's pose. So you're going to have your knees together, feet together. You're going to round forward. You're going to send your arms actually back, allowing the weight of your arms, the shoulders to round. The forehead is resting on the floor. And as you're resting your forehead on the floor, can you actually imagine that you're resting your mind? Notice how your shoulders are feeling. Notice how your upper back is feeling. One more breath here. Okay, slowly curl up. Okay, so we're going to talk about downward facing dog a little bit just before we get into it. You can stretch your arms out like a T. You might need to separate yourself from your neighbor if you have a neighbor, so one goes forward, one goes back, and really stretch your arms. From here, you're going to do an internal rotation, so the shoulders are rounding forward. You're going to flip your palms towards the floor, and maybe for some of you, the palms can face either back or towards the ceiling. So keeping the arms just the way they are, extend your arms forward and flex your hands. How does it feel? Awkward, right? So the chest is closed. Maybe for some of you will feel some pinching in your shoulders. So this would be maybe the wrong way of downward dog. It's not comfortable, right? You can't really breathe. If you can take your arms out again, and now you're going to do an external rotation, so you're going to flip your hands towards the ceiling. So already notice the broad collarbones. Taking your arms forward, again notice the space. Flip your palms or flex your palms. Imagine you're in downward dog. Feels better? Yeah, you agree? Okay, let's notice the difference again. So stretch your arms, internal rotation. So keep that, yeah, it feels awkward. And now take your arms forward and imagine you're on the floor doing a downward dog like this. Not good, right? Okay, open the arms. External. Hold out. Take your arms forward. Flex your palms. Feels better? Yeah. Okay, so really quick, you can relax your arms. I especially wore this shirt so you can actually see my scapular movements. So if I was to do a downward dog, the first variation with that internal rotation will feel something like this. And then when I begin to open up to create that space, notice my shoulders or my scapula. So in, awkward, I don't have a lot of space. And then external, so much space. Yeah, you guys notice? So close, open, close, open. Okay? Okay, so let's find our downward dog. Downward facing dog. So you're going to place your hands about shoulder distance. Feet are separated about hip distance. You can also open up the back of the heels or the inner heels a little bit wider than the big toes. Yeah, good. Now for yourself, you can practice and notice the difference between that internal and external. Notice your shoulders, notice your arms. Allowing the head to organically rest in between your upper arms. Any movements you want to add into your first downward dog. Continue to breathe here. Yeah, maybe pedal the feet. Maybe shift your weight from one leg to another. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the head. From here, we're going to come forward into a plank. Can you find the same strong plank? So imagine the back of the skull is in line with the back of the hips and with your heels. So you have that straight line. Belly pulls in, lifting the thighs away from the floor. Energize your quads. Now push back to downward facing, hips up, hips up. Again, coming forward into your plank. Move slowly with awareness. Notice your shoulders. Okay, push back to downward facing. That was Siri. Siri's here with us. Okay, again, come forward, plank, push back, downward facing. Twice more, forward to plank, back to downward facing. Last one, come forward to plank. Now hold it here. You're going to drop your knees to the floor, and again, the knees are behind your hips. Shift your weight forward, draw the shoulders back. Bend your elbows, squeeze the upper arms, the side body into a modified chaturanga. Release all the way down to the floor. Peel the chest off the floor for cobra pose. Draw the shoulders back, squeeze. Elbows bent, yeah. Release all the way down to the floor. Come up onto your knees, curl the toes, downward facing. Two or three more breaths. And noticing your shoulder blades. Okay. And coming forward into your plank. This time, yogi's choice, you can lower the knees to the floor or a full chaturanga, keeping the knees off the floor. Shift your weight forward, bend your elbows halfway, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Upward facing or cobra pose. Downward facing, hips up. Okay, bringing the feet together. So as you're looking at your feet, bring the feet to touch. Extend the right leg towards the ceiling for a three-legged dog. Hold it here. And noticing your shoulders. Soften through your neck. And step the right foot forward in between your hands. Keep your hands low. If your hands are not touching the mat comfortably, you can use your two yoga blocks to bring the floor a little bit higher towards you. Drawing the navel in, keeping the hips elevated. Walk the foot a tiny bit forward, So you want the knee to be stacked on top of your ankle, yeah. Good. You can use also your blocks if you need to. Okay, from here you're going to drop the back knee to the floor. You're going to flatten your foot behind you. Keep the left hand down, right arm up. Pressing the floor away with your left hand, with your left arm. And notice what your left shoulder is doing. Can you plug the humerus bone? Can you glue your shoulder blade onto your upper back? One more breath. Okay, beautiful. Release the right hand to the floor. You're going to take a hamstring stretch. So you're going to shift your weight back or hips back on top of the back knee, stretching the right leg. Maybe flexing the foot for a deeper sensation of a stretch. Elongate the heart forward, sternum forward. As you exhale, go a little bit deeper. Think belly to the thigh. Shoulders are back. Spine is straight as much as you can. Squeeze the knee straight. I know you can. Flex your foot. Yes. Two more breaths. Sink the chest deeper if you have the space. One more breath. Good. Okay, slowly press through your hands. Shift your way forward. Bend the front knee. Plant your foot. Step back. Downward facing. Pad it out. Bicycle the legs. Okay, feet together. Extend the left leg up. Three-legged dog. Okay, step it all forward, right in between your hands. You can yoga blocks underneath your hands if you need them. Shoulders back, collarbone spread. Lift the hips a little bit higher. Lift the hips, yeah. So back leg is straight. Back leg is straight. Can you power up the foot? Maybe bringing the heel a little bit more forward. Imagine you go for a sprint, for a run. One more breath here. Okay, knee to floor, set it up, flatten your foot. Let's leave Swing the right hand down, left arm up. Turning in the space, opening up through the left shoulder. One more breath. Breathe deeply, guys. Yeah. Okay, hand to floor, sit up. Ardha Hanumanasana, or half splits. So hips will travel back as you straighten in the left leg this time. Inhaling, lengthening forward, create some space. And bending your elbows, fold into that space. So keep the hips up. Keep the hips up. Yeah, so we're not dropping towards the heel. Good. Good, good, good. Legs straight. Shift your weight forward so you can slide. Yes. Better. I know it's everyone's favorite. So we'll hold it for 2 more breaths. Okay, bend the knee, plant the foot, place your hands, step back, down facing. You can either stay in downward facing dog to rest, or coming again forward into a plank. Chaturanga, or modify chaturanga by lowering the knees, finding your back bend, cobra or up dog, thighs off the floor if your arms are straight. Downward dog. Again, feet together. Extend the right leg towards the ceiling. This time bend the knee and open through the hip. Noticing what your right armpit or right shoulder is doing. Can you bring the right armpit closer to the floor or in line with the left shoulder? Lift the right inner knee a little bit higher. You can point or flex your foot to really activate the leg, see what feels better for your body. Then go ahead and step it on forward. So starting the same into our lunge, shoulders back, sit it up. Okay, from here, activating the lower belly, pressing down through your legs. So keep your foundation strong. Begin to lift yourself off the floor. Belly in, belly in, belly in. And once you're there, stable, reach your arms up. Palms are facing each other. Bend into the front knee. And again, power up that back leg. Okay, open the chest over to the right. Right arm will go back, left arm forward. So we're twisting. Taking your gaze towards the right thumb or towards the back of the room. What is the back leg doing? Squeeze it, squeeze it. Yes. Turn the chest. One more breath here. Okay. Keeping everything the way it is, just look forward. Bring the left hand to the floor. Right arm stays up. So again, we have this open arm twist. This time the back leg is off the floor. Notice what your left shoulder is doing. Press the floor away. Press into your hand. One more breath. Okay, you're going to release the right hand to your right hip. You're going to look down. Spinning the back heel to the floor, we're going to find a side plank. Now it's, again, yogi's choice. You can just keep the right foot on the floor, maybe wiggle it towards the edge of the mat. Maybe either just stay here. If you want to stack the feet on top of each other for Vashisthasana, or any other option. Right arm is either up towards the ceiling or over the ear, or over the ear. Lift the hips away from the floor, press into that hand. 3, 2, 1. Nice, hands to floor, step back into a downward facing. Take a deep inhalation through your nose. Exhale, ha. Left leg up. Bend the knee, open. Stack the hips on top of each other. The shoulders stay squared. One more breath. All right, step it on forward, straight leg lunge, hold it low. Okay, so starting to find your balance, your foundation, strong legs, energize your core. And again, lift slowly, slowly, slowly. Feel the movement of the body, then reach arms. Lift the back heel a little bit higher, good. Melting the front ribs, stay with your front abdominal muscles engaged. Turning the chest to the left, right arm forward, left arm back. Gaze towards the thumb. Look back, turn the head, turn the head. I know it's a little bit harder to balance once we start moving our gaze. We'll hold for 2 more breaths. Last breath. Okay, gaze forward, right hand to the floor, left arm stays up. Taking the upper arm bone away from the front knee. Reaching through the fingers. One more breath. Okay, let's set it up. Hand to hip, look down, finding your side plank. So spinning the back heel to the floor, either walk your foot to the edge of the mat, either stay here or stack the feet on top of each other. Reach the arm up, reach the arm forward. Yeah, really press to the outer foot. Lift through the hips, breathe here for 3. You got it, for 2. And 1, hands to floor, downward facing. Either stay here or come forward to your plank, to chaturanga, any option. Up dog or cobra. Downward dog. Okay, quick child's pose, rest up. Maybe a water break, maybe a towel break. Doing all these lunges, they really have the power to get our body warm so fast. Fire up. When you're ready, let's meet back in downward facing, please. Downward facing dog. Okay, so the next little sequence of poses will challenge our balance a little bit more. I'm going to introduce balancing on one leg. Extend the right leg towards the ceiling. Step it on forward. We have our lunge. Hold it here. Find your feet. Slowly come up. Anjaneyasana, high crescent. Okay, we're going to play a bit more with that internal and external rotation. You're going to bend your elbows like a cactus and see how far you can take your elbows behind you in this shape. From your left elbow underneath the right elbow for Garudasana or eagle arms. Yeah, lifting the elbows. Again, let's open up into your cactus. We have the external rotation. Left arm underneath the right, so same thing, eagle. Okay, open up, squeeze that rhomboid. And again, left under right. Okay, we're going to hold it here, maybe sink the hips a little bit deeper. Okay, now looking forward, you're going to shift your way forward, starting to find your balance on the right leg. You're going to sweep the left knee into your chest. Yeah, so one-legged balance. Okay, left leg will go on top of the right leg for your full eagle pose. Okay, so you can have a look. The other way. Yes, yes. Bend into that standing leg, lift the elbows. Okay, now a little bit even more challenging. You're going to start to let go of the leg and you're going to send it back for a warrior 3. Extend the leg behind you, toes are pointing towards the floor. Hold it here. Now you're going to add your arms, send the arms back like an airplane. The arms are facing towards your hips. Reach the arms back, reach the arms back. Sink the chest a little bit deeper. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Step the left foot behind you. Put your arms up and set up for your warrior 1. Warrior 1 pose. Interlace the fingers behind your lower back. Pull the shoulders back, pull the shoulders open, look up. Exhaling, folding inside of your right knee. Taking the arms up and over. Fold inside of your leg, inside of your knee. Breathe here. Breathe deep. Last one, last breath. Good. Okay, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Okay, one more side. Left leg up. Step it on forward. Belly in and slowly curl up, lift up, arms up. Practice your arms. Squeeze the scapula, the shoulders, shoulder blades. Right underneath the left. Open up, create that space in the front chest, and then close, right under the leg again, and one more open, internal rotation, close it, right under the left, lifting the elbows away from your chest, forearms forward, bend the knee, bend the knee. Okay, lean forward. Get your connection with your left foot. When you're ready, righty up first. Righty up, righty up. Right leg over the left leg, bending the left leg, the left knee, full pose, eagle. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath, breathe guys. Okay, start to open up and send it back. Your warrior 3. Tilt your chest forward. Squeeze the standing leg straight. Start to separate your arms, send them back. Broaden your collarbones here. Awesome, and step it on back. We have our warrior 1. I'll turn the air on in a little bit. Okay, interlace the fingers. See if you can change or find it the same awkward positioning for your fingers. Lifting through the chest, the chin. Exhaling, folding forward. Back into the floor. Warrior 1. We have 2 more breaths. Last breath. Okay, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Okay, now that the air is on, maybe you have a bit more energy, come forward into your plank. Bending your elbows for chaturanga. Upward facing or downward facing. And press back, hips up, downward facing. Okay, now lower the knees to the floor. We'll set up for a variation of a puppy dog stretch. I'll show you really quick. So the knees will be opened as wide as the edges of the mat. The big toes will touch behind you. You're going to keep your hips in line with your knees. You're going to bend your elbows to the floor. maybe just staying here, maybe lowering the chest, the chin towards the floor. I'm going to stay here for a few breaths, then on my cue we're going to move to the right and to the left, to take it more into the side body. Yeah, melting here. Nicholas, keep your hips up. Hips in line with your knees. Hips in line with your knees, yes. Hips up, hips up. Yes, walk your elbows forward. Yeah, good. Okay, from here you're going to walk your elbows over to the right side. Over to the right side, keeping the hips still, and drop the chest. Walk your elbows to your right, to the right, to the right. Elbows to the right, to the right. Yeah, so off your mat. Yeah, to the right. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Find the right side. Walk your elbows to the left side of your mat. Left, left, left. Again, back to center. And from here, you're going to find your way onto your belly. So all the way flat onto your belly, coming up onto your elbows. Come up onto your elbows. Very similar to those scapular push-ups. So in this Sphinx pose, again, have a look that the elbows are underneath your shoulders. So maybe some of you need to walk the elbows a little bit. Okay, so you're going to, again, drop the chest in the space of your upper arms. And then you're going to press the forward to lift up to the chest. Dropping, melting. Pressing, lifting. Yeah. Two more. Drop. Lift, press. One more. And press, press, press. Holding it here. Take your elbows slightly backwards without moving, creating this energy of pulling the chest forward. And slowly going to release, open the elbows, maybe rest your forehead on top of your hands. Slowly coming up into your elbows again. Okay, so maybe again you need to negotiate with your neighbor. You're going to stretch your right arm in line with your shoulder. You're going to use the left hand to press yourself up and over the shoulder. Now it's up to you the intensity that you want to take, how far you want to go. Maybe you need a prop underneath your head. Up and over, up and over. One more breath. Start to roll onto your belly, onto your front again, and change arms. Left arm reaches out. When you're ready, hop up and over. push back into a child's pose. Once again, send the arms back, melting forward. Start to curl yourself up. Okay, rolling on one hip, extend the legs forward. Once again, shape up your legs. Roll your feet. Point, flex. Maybe tap the back of the knees to the floor. Maybe add a few shoulder rolls back and forward. Okay, let's lie onto our backs. Find your way onto your back. And we'll take a really quick bridge pose. You're going to bend your knees, walk your feet, your heels close towards your sitting bones. You're going to make robot arms, so the fingers are pointing towards the ceiling. You're going to press to the heels, to the upper arms, puffing up the chest, lift the hips off the floor. Interlace the fingers underneath your lower back. Again, squeezing the inner borders of your shoulders towards each other, together. Press into the heels. And you bring the chest closer to your chin. Can you press the back of the skull to the floor, to your mat? Soften your face, soften your jaw. One more breath. Okay, and slowly release the interlace of your fingers. Slowly with control, upper back, mid back, lower back, hips to the floor. Okay, soles of the feet together. Let's do knees wide. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. If you have the space, you can stretch your arms out like a capital T shape, or you can just make, again, cactus arms. Softening through your lower belly, softening the lower back. Soften through your shoulders. Hinge of your jaw. Maybe even the tongue inside the mouth. You're going to imagine that you're going to close the book. So the left knee will come over to meet the right knee. So twisting to the right. Bring the left knee over to the right knee. Open the left knee, hold it here. Then right to meet the left. Once again, open the book. Slowly lift the legs, the knees. I'm going to lift the feet off the floor, the knees stay bent. Bring the right hand onto your right knee, left hand onto your left knee. I'm going to roll the knees out, then in towards each other, out like that book, and then closing the pages of the book. A few more in this direction. And changing the direction of your circles. And draw the knees back to center. Wrap your arms around your legs, or you can just interlace, lifting the head and shoulders off the floor. Giving yourself a big hug, curl into the smallest ball possible. And lastly, you have your Savasana. Stretch your legs forward. You can open the feet as wide as your mat. The arms are relaxed by your sides. Palms are facing upwards. Allow your eyes to softly close. Feel that the light coming from outside is too strong, you can cover your eyes. Releasing any tension, releasing all effort, softening across the body. Bones are heavy. Muscles are peeling off your bones. Lastly, softening the skin. Next inhalation, deepen your breathing. Bring gentle movements into your fingertips, toes. Gently turn your head from side to side. Stretch your arms over your head, interlacing the fingers, open the palms towards the back of the room. Make a deep inhalation through your nose. Exhale, soften into your body. Just like you wake up in the morning, twice more. Inhale. Exhale. And last one, inhaling. Exhaling. Start to bend one knee at a time, rolling over to your right side. Keeping your eyes closed, slowly press yourself up to a seat. hold your palms in front of your heart center. And we'll end our practice with the sound of one Om. Inhale deeply. In the honor of our practice and everything that we gain from it, we bow. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.